Can I get one little word about Keyshawn? One more?
Oh, yeah.
I think Davis versus Davis is already on its way to being the more demanded fight and sexier fight than Davis versus Stevenson.
You did mention that. We talked on the phone.
Yep.
You mentioned that.
What y'all doing talking on the phone?
We talk
Talking
from time to
boxing,
time.
you know?
Yeah. You talk to everybody.
Why'd your
I just
head go
talk to
there
a couple.
immediately? What's going on with that?
All right, let's keep going. Keep going.
But listen, explain that real quick.
So, Stevenson, 4-time champion in 3 divisions. Keyshawn hasn't even been in a title fight yet. But what my eyes told me, and he's got to fight. I love just seeing guys achieve their potential. And I didn't know if Keyshawn would get there.
Sure.
You never know if anyone's going to get there.
You're
but
seeing it.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And at 135 pounds, his ceiling is higher than Shakur's ceiling. And same goes for 140 pounds. Shakur came up from 26. And outside of the Yoshino fight, he's the WBC champ. Hasn't come close to losing at lightweight, but he hasn't been the guy at 135 that he was at 130. And Keyshawn is taller than him, bigger than him, punches harder than him, and has an excellent skill set and IQ himself.
Sure.
Doesn't even need to be right all the way there with Shakur because he can make up for it in size and better punching power, longer arms, and what have you. So the problem is when you don't make these fights, these summit meetings that people want in a timely manner, by the time Gervonta gets around to fighting Shakur, if he beats him, it's going to be like, that's cool. You unified against Shakur. Can you be undisputed against Keyshawn now? Like, the fans are going to be quicker. The longer you drag your feet, the quicker they're going to be, okay, Crawford, you just beat Spence. Will you fight the Ennis fight now? Whereas if that's just how it works. So Yeah, I think not right now. Keyshawn is still developing, but the next 2 or 3 or 4 fights, I think he's on his way to surpassing Shakur at 135.
What does Shakur have to do? There's just that he got to get that fight.
He's got to get the Tank fight at some point and win, obviously, and vice versa for Tank. He's got to get that fight and beat Shakur. But whoever wins is the top dog at 35, no questions asked. But the next young gun they'll want to see up against is Keyshawn after that, especially if it's Gervonta.
Well, I'll say
the
that.
other thing,
Shakur's just got to find a way to be the guy he was at 30 at 35.
be more exciting, be a finisher. Right now, it's just his style. A lot of people not feeling it. It's boxing. Hit and not get hit, but we don't want to see that. We want to see you finish somebody.
It's not. It's just. It feels like he leaves opportunities on the table because at in the Nakatia fight, De Los Santos, in spots of the Artatunian fight, he doesn't trust himself. There's a little timidness there. Now, I would never call a fighter scared. The guy's a 4-time world champion. He's a dog. Everyone is that gets through those ropes.
Yeah.
But relatively speaking, sometimes it looks like he's leaving food on the table. He's skilled enough to open up in the pocket offensively, get counter opportunities, and he's limiting some of his moments on offense because he wants to keep it on defense. And
And we'll end with this. I'm going to say this directly to Shakur, but I'm also just talking to boxers in general. There's a lot of boxers that aren't getting what they want. There's a lot of boxers that feel like they're never going to get what they think they deserve. Whatever the case may be, never forget, and I'm speaking specifically to Shakur too, you got to figure it out. You can get what you want. You just got to figure it out. There's some way to make this thing happen. We saw Crawford and Spence happen where we got to a point that even you being one of the biggest things in boxing, like, I'm over it, ain't happening. But eventually it'll happen. What Shakur, what your game plan should be, and anybody else that needs to make something happen, you got to figure out a way around the people that are pushing the buttons. I'm not going to say no names, but you got to figure out what's the way around them. If I'm not going to go through them, who else can make it happen? You know what I mean? When I got in the ring against Danny, it wasn't anybody involved with PBC that got me in the ring with Danny. It was people who were involved with the promotion that wanted to see something happen, and they got me in the ring with Danny. But it kind of got things going. It got this roar happening in the boxing world that we want to see Danny and Shawn Porter fight. You know what I mean? You can make it happen, but if you drag your feet expecting for something to come your way, it ain't gonna never come your way until they want it to come your way.